Welcome to the B-Sound Podcast. It is Friday, August 27th of 2021, and today we have a few things to talk about. It's not going to be a super long podcast. Basically, all I want to do is talk about, one, what I'm working on this week, and the second thing being Spencer Elden and the lawsuit that's going on against Nirvana right now. So a lot of people have been asking me about that. And I think I have some opinions on it that you might not expect. But then again, if you know me, maybe you do expect these things. So let's get to it. First of all, I'm writing a new BoboBot song, of course, as I do every month for the subscribers to the BoboBot, I guess, what is it? The Singularity Club on Bandcamp. And of course what that is that every month I write a new song, and eventually after 12 months, that's going to become the album. And the people who support me on Bandcamp get to hear these songs as I'm writing them. And over the year, it's going to tell a complete story. So where I'm at right now is I'm kind of struggling with this one. It's maybe one of the more important ones in the canon of what's going on in the overall story arc. Like, if this were a movie, this would be like that first climax of the movie where, you know, where the good guy and the bad guy meet up for the first time. Maybe not the first time, but the first time they really clash at it. And the way I'm going about this is way different than I've done anything else. I'm trying really hard to like stretch through my comfort zone. And I've gone through several drafts and different things. You know, I've maybe tried this song to write it. I've got like 3 other songs in comparison to what I've got right now. So like 3 abandoned works that were maybe halfway finished. So I guess what I'm going to do about it is just keep going, right? So far, I've got a lot written. And something I've been doing a lot lately, and with this especially, is I will write out a whole treatment, right? I'll write this whole treatment out, you know, of a couple pages of whatever, and kind of really solidify what that story is going to be about. And that works great. It's been working great for all of my songwriting. You know, even if I'm writing, well, if I'm writing for this project or for the band I'm in, whatever it is, you know, no matter how ridiculous the premise of the song is, this really helps organize the thoughts and kind of, you know, bring what's necessary to the forefront, so that when you go to like write the lyrics out, you have kind of a wide palette to choose from. You know, like, kind of think of it like, you know, like Bob Rossi's got his color palette on his, gosh, I forget what that's called. Little brain thing. Yeah, I can't even remember, brain fart, right? No, but anyway, Bob Ross has, you know, those colors to pick from, and he can pick from them, mix them up and whatever. And that's kind of what I see the story that I've written out to be. It's like, oh, hey, I've got this part I can use and this part, you know, and I write it like a full story, each song. And sometimes, you know, you'll write a full 2-3 pages or whatever, and the song lyrics are like very short little couplets of 4 and 4 or whatever. And you just have to pick out the important things and ditch the rest. You know, whatever's going to get that across to the audience of what the story you're trying to tell is, or the emotion you're trying to convey. So how is this going to end? And I think that the way it'll end is it's going to be like most of the songs I've been doing for this project, and the horse is going to come in right at the last second. It's going to be a photo finish, but I'll get there, right? Will it be on time? God damn it, I hope so, right? Will it be the one that I've been working on, though? And who knows? I might do another iteration. It just depends where this evolves to. And, another thing that's kind of been a hurdle for me is today, in the past few days, it's been very difficult to work on this for any kind of period of time. I just don't have my normal time frame available to work. Because I'm involved in a lot of things, right? And there's a lot of moving parts, and some things have to get pushed to the side or, moved around until the time is right. Like today, I had a list of things to do, and one of them was to work on this song. But who knows if I'll get the chance? Maybe I will after this podcast. There's a few hours before I go to bed there that might have some worthy time to get something done. So we'll go ahead and switch topics over. Like I said, we're going to keep this pretty short today. My time has been crazy, like I've been saying. So we'll go over to the Spencer Elden suing Nirvana, right? And in case you don't know who Spencer Elden is, if you've seen Nirvana's Nevermind cover, Spencer Elden is the baby swimming after the dollar. And, this baby is underwater and naked. So, and that's kind of what this lawsuit seems to be about. Seems to be, right? This is where I'm going with this. But, so what is the lawsuit going on? Well, it says here that, basically Nirvana and the Nirvana camp knowingly produced, possessed, and advertised child pornography, and that they failed to take reasonable steps to protect Spencer and prevent his widespread sexual exploitation. And then they continue to say it's to benefit from their participation in Spencer's commercial sexual exploitation. So basically they're saying that they've exploited Spencer as a baby in order to have monetary gain. And they're saying that Spencer has suffered and will always suffer lifelong damages. And so for this, he's asking for $150,000 from each defendant he's suing. So he's suing Dave Grohl, he's suing Chris Novoselic, he's suing Courtney Love, even Chad Channing, who, I guess he played drums on Polly, which is like literally just one hit. And then just various others involved in the art department and all those things. So, he's set to make some money if he wins this. Now, I know this is like a sensitive subject. And, I am not for exploiting children at all. But I will say that with this, maybe he didn't get paid what he should have. I think his parents said that, he's claiming in this lawsuit no one got paid anything. But his parents did say that at the time of the photo shoot, which, remember, Nirvana was relatively unknown before Nevermind. And at the time of the photo shoot, they gave him, the parents signed a waiver and got $200 for this. And no one could have known what Nirvana was going to become. They were just set to become the next indie artist, maybe the next Pixies or something, if that. Now, I do know that Spencer has had a lot of advantages also because he is the Nevermind baby, right? He's recreated the photo shoot on several occasions, to celebrate different anniversaries and whatnot. And not only that, but he has a Nevermind tattoo. He's obviously a fan of the band. He's a fan of what he did, or at least he was, and maybe this is one of those things with like PTSD or something, or he's thinking back and, like it hurts, right? It might hurt him because people make fun of him or whatever. People have seen him naked. But on the other hand, I believe, I have to check sources on this, but I believe that he's also said in an interview that he's used it to pick up women, right? He's gone up to women and basically used the pickup line. Hey, baby, you want to see my penis again? And then he shows her that he was the baby on the Nevermind cover or whatever, and he uses that. And again, I'm not saying that excuses you from being exploited, right? I mean, Ron Jeremy can do the same thing. Like a porn star can do the same thing and still feel like they were abused. But I'm not even here to discuss that. What I'm wanting to discuss about this is that the reason he's doing this is, I think, to get money, of course. Like, that's what happens when you sue. It's my understanding he also wants, like, the genitalia removed from future Nevermind covers. Which, I saw somebody else bring up the point, does that mean that we all have to turn in our copies of Nevermind because it would be considered lewd material, that, illegally lewd material? It's an interesting question to ponder. Anyway, where I'm going with this and what I'm getting at is, I think what he's doing is he's got several Comic-Cons coming up where he's signing autographs, $30 a piece on Nevermind. Even though he's doing this, he's still got some conventions he's doing where he's going to be making money off it. And I think that he likes the attention. He likes the limelight. And there is no better way to get free advertising than to create a divide, right? So you're going to have two big divisions here, right? You're going to have Nirvana fans who are like, oh, screw you, dude. You're trying to make money. We see this as a cash grab. We see you're still that baby trying to chase that dollar. And the other camp is going to be like, wow, you cannot do this to children. This is awful. He deserves to have money, blah, blah, blah. And, both are probably valid points, but you're creating a clash between two camps. And what they do is they feed each other, right? So this is what I've seen. I've seen a lot of people in each camp, admittedly more so in the camp of like, this is a cash grab, we see right through you. But that gets people talking, right? They're talking and talking and talking. People are going to want to go see him just to talk about this thing. And then when you get the other camp clashing, saying their views, that's getting more people talking, more people interested. And this just creates a giant snowball effect, which, now not every, but many, many media news sources and YouTubers and, Rolling Stone and things like that are covering this situation. It's free advertising. And it just keeps going and going and perpetuating. I've talked about this before with the Kevin Smith situation. And I just think that it's time that, by the way, I have a marketing background. I don't know if anybody knows that or not, but that's where I started to learn all this to begin with. This is kind of like the dark arts of marketing, but it's always been kind of a dark art. And, you see people getting manipulated and stuff, and it's kind of just like, you can tell them, but, people are happy in their world usually, and they don't like the cognitive dissonance it causes in their brain to have to deal with, realizing their world isn't what they thought it was. So, how is this going to end for Spencer Elden and Nirvana? I think it'll kind of fizzle out. I've already seen lawyers discussing it and things saying it doesn't really have a leg to stand on at this point. But like I said, it's good PR, it's good publicity. I'm sure the Nevermind album will see increase in sales, increase in Spotify plays and Apple Music plays and all that. It's, in case you haven't noticed a pattern emerging in all media, it's all about how much can we emotionally provoke you and get your attention. It's just basically what it is. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I think it's going to fizzle out. You probably won't hear about it. You might see a blurb a couple months from now that, hey, that thing was settled and it was nothing. He got some money or something and now he's happy and done. Settled out of court even. Because really he probably just wants money, and it's like, anytime you're going to ask for a lot of money or money at all, ask really high, even if you want, if you want $100,000, ask for $1 million. Maybe you'll get even more than 100,000, right? It's that kind of thing. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to wrap up today. I do want to mention that if you haven't watched the last podcast, that's with Damon Marvin, who I was in a band back in the 2001. We were in a band called Sunformer together. And we, dealt with things like 9/11 happening in that band. And that influenced the band a lot. And it was kind of a short-lived band. I think we were 2 years, maybe 3. We had some label attention and, we're shopping things around. It did pretty well for us. And things branched out from there. And he's in a pretty good place these days. And, I highly suggest you watch that one because he's got a lot of stuff to say. He's a very entertaining person. I love the guy. And it was great to have him on the show. Upcoming this week, I haven't done this yet, but I'm supposed to be interviewing a person from, Megacat Gaming Studios. They hit me up on social media, and they have a couple games that they wanted me to try out for the Game Beaters channel. And I said, hey, we've had some video game people on already, a developer. Why don't you come on? Let's see what it's about at a video game company, a company that is actively making video games for all sorts of things. I'm in particularly reviewing a Nintendo Entertainment System game because that's my jam. I like Nintendo a lot, but they make games all the way up, through and for things like the Nintendo Switch. Now it's not like they're just doing retro games, but they do all kinds of retro games as well. I know they did some for Sega Genesis and, maybe some others as you progress up the generations, but they've got some modern stuff too, is basically what I'm getting at. So that might be a really entertaining thing. Watch out for that this week. I'm supposed to interview him this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. And with that being said, go ahead and give this video a like or a dislike, whatever you feel. I'm happy to see either one because it lets me know if I'm doing a good job for you, if I'm doing the thing you want to see, or if, it gives me a little direction. And I appreciate that. And always leave a comment if you have anything to say. I'd love to hear from you. I try to write back to everybody. YouTube's a kind of weird thing lately where it's been hiding comments. Like I'll see so-and-so comment and then you go there and it's not there. Which is disappointing to say the least, but it happens. And I think that the more people comment, the less we'll see that kind of stuff. It's like, I think the algorithm tries to figure out what is a bot or something. And it's, you know, I've got a little small channel here, and it's like, I don't think the algorithm knows how to deal with any comments yet. Who knows? But that being said, I know I've said that a lot today. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And be sound.